Howdy folk, Athorax here, and today we're not gonna be having another Bob video. It's gonna be actually a Sorc video, and we're gonna be going to the deep depths of off-meta, and we're gonna be talking about Arc Lash. Now, Arc Lash is a funny, interesting build, which we've pretty much min-maxed, and I'll show you what it can do firsthand. It's essentially instances of thousands of little damage of lightning, and as usually as a lightning build, everything else is happening at the same time. But yeah, we're pretty much freezing them, burning them, electrocuting them for the most part, and it's just chaos all over the place. It's by all means not a strong meta build. It's more about just trying out something else and showing something else. Sadly, unable to do more than pit 95 when fully min-maxed. We managed to clear pit 90. So yeah, sadly this is the capabilities of Arc Lash as of now, not for a lack of trying or min-maxing on the gear, but more about just pure build capability. So yeah, as soon as we get rid of these monsters here, I'll go and showcase you pretty much everything else, starting from the skill tree. So here we are. But yeah, we kind of brainstormed a little bit and decided to create this thing and see how far it can go. And yeah, it's just something fun. Now, when it comes to the skill tree, we obviously start with Arc Lash. Arc Lash has a huge capability and potential of doing a lot of swipes after its initial swipe. So yeah, it swipes an additional time. We get a bit more damage from bosses. So yeah, then we've gone obviously with some potent warding, some resistances. We've gone with devastation, and we're actually going to use maximum resources. It's a basic skill to get more multiplicative damage through aspect of adaptability. We obviously have our teleport here. We've gone with both Ice Armor and Frost Nova. Frost Nova is pretty much an enchant, but Ice Armor is on our skill bar, and we constantly proc those for extra damage. We've gone with Familiars, since they tend to give us even more damage and just create more chaos on the battlefield. Of course, Mana Shield. Then we have some protection and Align the Elements. Inner Flames, quite a lot of damage here. Yeah, critical strikes give you more crackling energy chance. And yeah, Shocking Impact seems to be quite shockingly good. So yeah, elemental synergies, although we're not making the most out of elemental synergies, but in order to make use of permafrost, we've decided to go with it and have Ice Armor here. So yeah, basically Icy Touch, Hoarfrost, the ultimate, and yeah, a bit more crit here, a lot more damage, and electrocution. So yeah, overflowing energy is also nothing too crazy when it comes to the choices here. The one thing I will say is, when it comes to enchantments, we've obviously gone with the Frost Nova, so we removed Frost Nova from the skill bar, and we've gone with Fireball. Really helps out, especially on lesser creatures, to actually you know, clear faster in pit runs and altogether. So yeah, when it comes to gear, we have gone with Crown of Lucian, and we have combined it with Ring of Starry Skies. So we pretty much are doing okay for damage, well, when it comes to at least having the multiplicative damage part. We've gone with Shroud of False Death. As you can see, I've pretty much min-maxed everything on max life. I've tempered everything on max life and masterworked it. And yeah, Pain Gorgers are absolutely insane. So when you combine Pain Gorgers with the chance for Arc Lash to swipe an additional time, and when you have all the electric kind of damage going around all over the place, marking enemies with all the random skills, especially when we have the ultimate up, Pain Gorgers are absolutely effective, and the Sorc has a lot of cleave because of that, and it goes quite funny and quite insane because everything is marked. Even from like at the edge of the screen, you can still have it marked and you're not there already. Combine that with chance for Arc Lash to swipe twice. Essentially, we pretty much sometimes hit about 8 times a single target just with one swish of our wand or sword. So it goes pretty crazy when you combine the fact that it's pretty much does swipe twice already, then it can swipe 4 times, then it can swipe to 8 times, or whatever the number is, but it goes to insane values. So this is pretty much how we get to do our damage, more or less, and that's how the whole trick goes. We got Temerity here for more survival. The good thing about Sorcs is like you don't really need a Temerity of 100%. It is preferable, but even if you don't have 100%, as long as you got something about 80, as long as you keep on casting skills with cooldowns, your barrier kind of re-auto generates. So not too bad. We have here a standard boots, reduce the cooldown reduction on teleport, and freeze duration, of course. I get that extra damage to last for longer. And yeah, again, we've put up everything on max life. It's quite good. We got some dodge chance as well for survivability. Now, as much as I like to put Ori's Vein on my main weapon slot, I had to use Shard of Earthil. I sadly don't have the right stats on the shard currently, but if I had, everything else would be maxed on maximum resource. The thing is, the only way to actually make use of mana shield in the skill tree is through actually spending resource, and the only way we can actually spend resource and actually use Arc Lash is through Shard of Earthil. Ori's Vein would be greater for more damage, it would be better. However, the problem with it is we have no way to spend really resource with it. We could use the Quack's Rune, but the problem is the Quack's Rune gets procced out of other skills, not basic ones, and when we do, we actually lose all of our resource anyway. And it kind of causes a bit of an issue where it's just not efficient to actually do it, and you kind of sometimes proc. You get to spend enough mana and quickly enough to be able to proc the mana shield. Sometimes you don't, and it gets a bit of a situation where you don't have enough DPS. You have to switch to another skill. Mana shield might not proc, so it was like, okay, that's out of the window. The only decent way to do it is go with Shard of Earthil, which provides a really good uptime on mana shield, and it kind of works out quite well. Next up, we got Aspect of Adaptability, and luckily enough, I've got a very good neck here, which was masterworked and tempered and all that. And yeah, we've put up some life on hit. Life on hit is absolutely good to maintain our barrier. One of the good ways to actually do it as well. Works amazingly well, since everything is electrocuted, everything is being hit all the time, especially with the Pain Gorgers, so we keep up that barrier quite easily. Then we have Ring of Star Skies, a lot more stats, a bit more damage, reduce the resource cost, which makes the build pretty much work. Then of course we have Galvanic Azurites, what else? So we got a bit more damage, and yeah, just more damage really. Then we got our focus here. As you saw before, we kind of looked for a specific focus, which is every 25 kills gain berserking. So when we're actually clearing up trash waves, it's a bit easier since we get the barbs buff as well on top of that. So it kind of works well. Yeah, of course we've done everything we can to put up as much maximum resource as we can all over the place. Now when it comes to the runes, we have gone with New and Lack. So essentially, if you're going with Athorax Crackling build or anything else of the sort, you get a lot of damage reduction from the amulet or from other sources, whilst with our build, we don't get to use that neck. And Mana Shield is just not enough. Mana Shield and all the defensive perks and everything else gives us about 44% all damage reduction. And with Neolac, we managed to reach up to 65% all damage reduction, which is quite good when you pair it up with the damage reduction to elites, which is 60%. So the build kind of holds up, and it can take a lot of punishment. And you still have to play careful about explosions and all the spears coming from the top of your head and all that. But if you play your cards wise, the build holds up quite nicely. So yeah, this is pretty much the defense. And of course we have Ahuzan, so since we are marking everything and everything is being hit, as soon as it gets injured, we get crazy procs on the Ahuzan. Doesn't work too well on bosses obviously, but it is what it is. It still works either way, and gets us that extra boost. So this is pretty much the skill tree gear, and now we're gonna go to the Paragons. Now when it comes to the Paragons, I have chosen a few interesting approaches. So first off, we got charged, a bit more damage all over the place, even though it doesn't give us any that much benefit about crackling energy damage itself. The rest of the multipliers are pretty good. Then we have gone with Ceaseless Conduit, so we just essentially get more damage based on how much intelligence we get, and pretty much a standard choice when it comes to lightning kind of builds. We've gone with a lot of max life around the place. We've tried to pick up boards with as much maximum life as we can. And yeah, then we've gone with Destruction, pretty obvious choice, a lot more damage from all over the place. And then moving on, we've gone with Frigid Fate, more damage to vulnerable. And of course we've gone with Elementalist. Now the thing is with Elementalist, you could choose Control. Control is not a bad one. However, the problem with Control is, first off, we need to actually CC them quite often, and the problem with that is sometimes they become unstoppable. So especially on higher pit tier levels, sometimes the uptime of Control is not too good. We have another trouble. Our lucky hit chance is quite low. So we get about 2.1% chance to actually apply Frost Nova with each hit. Now, obviously we're hitting a lot of enemies and a lot of procs are happening at the same time, and sometimes skills with greater lucky hit chance kind of tend to hit it, so it does proc. But it's still kind of lowish. It doesn't always do it, so sometimes the timing is off, right? If we remove Pain Gorges and put Fists of Fate, which definitely helps the procs, we tend to lose a ton of damage. So we're essentially locked in a position where we can't really and truly make the most out of Control in this current state of the build and the way things are because of the lucky hit chance here. So we've kind of chosen to go with something which is a bit more steady, which is Elementalist, which provides damage nonetheless whatever happens. So yeah, obviously we've gone with more max life perk all over the place here and stuff. So yeah, next up going on, we've gone with Eliminator, pretty standard, just more damage all over the place. Yeah, Fundamental Release, we just tend to do more damage, again, nothing too fancy. Then last but not least, we've gone with Static Search, a bit more mana regeneration, which really does help. The resource cost reduction is also pretty good. And then yeah, we've gone with Reinforce. Now this is the interesting part. We already have 65% all damage reduction from our all damage. Then we have damage reduction from elites about 60%. But putting that on top, yes, we do lose some damage. We could have put something else such as Unleash, which will get us more damage, and it's going to be great. However, with Potent Warding, we make sure that we seal the deal, essentially, and we have a ton of damage reduction, since damage reduction from Barrier serves as a separate damage reduction group, makes us even more tankier. Now, potentially we could strip some of the defenses and still have a good time, but I'm kind of keeping it on the safe side. When it comes to life, yeah, 17 staggering K. We could have had about 20k if we had maximum life on the neck, but generally speaking, we're okay. There are ways where we can strip some of the defenses and maybe get a bit more damage, so it could potentially go above pit 95, but that would be a bit more riskier, especially since we keep on climbing up higher. Monsters tend to do more damage. If we have a smaller barrier because of the smaller HP, that might be even more dangerous. But yeah, when it comes to mercenaries, it's pretty standard. We haven't done anything different than using Rahir and then Subu for more critical strike damage. So yeah, overall fun builds. Can be definitely min-max more than what I've done here for damage, right? We can definitely play with fire and bump up those damage numbers, so maybe even beat 100 in extreme cases, but that's pretty much the best the build can do. So if you're looking to play something different, yeah, you're more than welcome to try it. It's not the best, not the worst, just something funny. The leveling curve and the kind of search for power curve is not a very easy one, so it takes time to actually get to pit 85, 90 and so forth, but yeah, once you get there, it's pretty much okay. Guys, I hope you liked the build. I hope you like what you saw. If so, please feel free to leave a thumbs up. There's going to be a link in the video description of this build. So yeah, if there's anything, if there's any suggestions, if there's anything that you think could be done better or we can improve, I'm all ears. Feel free to leave a comment in the section below. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you around. Cheers.